Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it again, bringing you guys another video. And in this video, we are going to be going over just trade reviews. I just finished the daily recap video for the private group. I posted it up in our private group. So now I thought I'd kind of just run through the whole thing with you, but in a much quicker form. Last one was like 30 minutes long, so I thought we would just go through some trades that I took and some things that we were also looking out for. It's Friday, market's closed, so I thought a little Friday review session, maybe for the week, would be nice, right? Let's start with the first trade I took today was pound USD. I have everything still marked out, so I'll try to make it. I might delete some stuff, I might not, but let's get this thing going. Remember, we trade the supply and demand methodology, and that's basically it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. So why did I get short basically here on this 30-minute time frame? This was the one of the positions I took today on pound USD, selling back up into this rally base draw 30-minute supply zone. I saw the break of upward momentum line, and if you guys don't know really what I'm talking about, I'm going to link my tips playlist down below. It basically talks about the whole supply and demand methodology in a tips playlist, so video for video, how to identify these zones, how to draw them, how I trade the methodology. So most of your questions might be answered in somewhere in that video. My top-down analysis, multiple time frame analysis, all that. It's a really good tips video. I always direct people to that page, and I say it a lot, but there's obviously a lot of people that still ask questions about it. So anyways, pound USD, this was a 30-minute supply zone I was getting short at. Rally base drop supply zone kind of broke the upward momentum. That kind of told me that, hey, price is starting to turn from inside out, right? If prices are inside a higher time frame supply zone, which it is here on the daily, right? Daily drop base drop supply zone. So what do we want to be doing? We want to be looking for selling opportunities, right? We went down to the 30-minute and I saw that this was breaking upward momentum. Let's go to the 15-minute. You'll probably see it better. Breaking upward momentum and removing demand. So I thought, hey, this is a nice little area to be looking for selling opportunities. Stop loss was up here as a structural stop, and I sold back into the rally base drop with the first target of being 1.5 to 1, or I got out total for 1.5 to 1 risk to reward. And then the next trade I took was Aussie USD, or was it New Zealand USD? It was New Zealand USD, stop lossed out, yes. So exact same thing, prices basically coming up into daily supply, drop base drop. So that's basically telling me, hey, I want to be looking for selling opportunities. Why? Because prices are inside a higher time frame zone. So if we go down into the 30-minute, we could start with the 1 hour. We saw the 1 hour, I saw prices starting to turn from inside out, right? Breaking upward momentum, removing demand, so that I thought, hey, price is starting to turn, sellers are starting to take control. I'm going to look to take this pullback. So I executed it on the 30-minute time frame. Like I said, confirmation, that's basically me thinking, hey, price is starting to turn, breaking upward momentum line and removing demand. So this is kind of the demand zones I was breaking and removing, and upward momentum, right? Took this short pullback, ended up stopping me out, right? And even if we look at the US dollar, it was all the US dollars have that exact same opportunity. Let's look at the DXY first, because the DXY had this opportunity of breaking that 1 hour downward momentum and removing the supply zone. So that's why all these US dollar setups were basically setting up as a long position for the US dollar. So if we look at this confirmation setup, prices came back around 8 a.m. my time, but ever since the US market opened, it basically just completely dropped and it didn't stop dropping. So if you have this set up in the futures market, this is why I always like to use the futures market too as a correlation trade. That's why I put it in my New Zealand USD plus futures correlation, right? It's the exact same thing. 8 a.m. prices came back into that supply zone, right? If we go to Euro USD, you're going to see the exact same thing, right? 30-minute, 1 hour supply zone up there. Aussie USD, 30-minute supply zone up there, coming in at 8 o'clock. Let's go check out US yen, right? Because the USD is the base currency and it's first, you're going to be buying it. So at 8 a.m. So this one actually came back at 6:30 a.m., right? US CAD, this one came back at 10 a.m., but it's the exact same futures correlation, right? So there's that break of downward momentum. There's that removal of supply. And I hope this isn't going right over your head. I know for anybody that's new to the methodology, this might go straight over your head. But if you have any questions, just put them down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button too. And I appreciate everybody that follows and just watches the videos. I appreciate that. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me, message me on Twitter, Instagram, I don't know, everything else, right? You guys know how to get a hold of me. It's 2020. Everybody is on lockdown. It's a great opportunity to be learning trading, right? I see a lot of people actually, there's an influx. I think the internet, I was listening to someone speak and they're saying that the internet is up 30%, just like the spike in internet traffic is up 30% because everybody is on the internet with the lockdown, right? So this is the perfect time to be actually learning how to day trade. So if anybody has any questions about the supply and demand methodology or interested in actually joining the group where we talk about this, daily recap videos, the whole mentorship, the full in-depth course, just let me know. I would be happy to send you information on it. Okay, let's keep going on. Let's look at, oh, there was one UK 100. I know a lot of you guys like these trade reviews, so let's just do trade reviews. Because I know a lot of you guys have setups like, hey, is this a good setup? Is this not a good setup, right? So I talk about all that in the course too. But here, let's do a full-on trade analysis. We use multiple time frame analysis because we want to see what price is doing on the higher time frame. We want to make sure that we're buying in a higher time frame area of supply or demand, right? We want to make sure we have the big money. So here on the 1 hour time frame, we see this big rally, big rally, big rally, right? Price is rallying out of there, and we'll see it better on the 30-minute. That's telling me that, hey, there is a big stack of buyers in this area. That means I want to be a buyer in that area when prices come back down into this demand zone. I also see that prices have removed supply. We broke the previous highs, and we're continuing that uptrend, right? So that's why I thought, like, hey, I want to be a buyer when prices finally do decide to come back into the 1 hour demand zone or 30-minute. So went down to the 1 minute time frame. Oops, it's the exact same setup every single time, but the key is to do it over and over and over again. So here was the setup: break and downward momentum, removal of supply, breaking downward momentum. And if we look at it on a 1 minute scale, let's just put that down there. That would be your 1 minute demand zone, drop base rally sitting inside that higher time frame zone. And it's like CAD yen, like these are, I haven't deleted my charts yet since I did my trading for Friday. We noted, I posted this in the group. Let me just, that was a lesson I was talking about. We do daily recap videos every day. And then Wednesday we do trade reviews and back testing meetings too on Wednesday. And Sunday is when we get ready for the week ahead and talk about setups. 1 hour drop base rally demand zone was price. So here it is, higher time frame. Price is coming to that higher time frame demand. And I said LTF, which means lower time frame demand. Right? That's telling me, hey, I want to be a buyer. Understanding, hey, you are sitting inside 1 hour demand zone. That's telling me I want to be a buyer for a short period. I'm not looking to hold this thing for a day or 2 days. Right? I'm looking to get in, looking to get out. So if we go down to the 15-minute, we will start to see price turn from inside out. That's how price changes. It changes from inside out. I talked about that in my confirmation and my set and forget video and my trend video. Once again, the link will, the tips videos will be right below in the description if you wanted to see that. You could just scroll through them and see which ones you were interested in learning about. So the 15-minute, we broke the downward momentum and we removed this 15-minute supply zone, right? So that told me, hey, buyers are stepping in. I mean, you wouldn't be wrong just to buy that pullback right there on the 15-minute, but something that we talk about is refining your zone and going down to a smaller time frame and seeing if you can really pick up the extreme. So this is what I was watching. So 1 hour down to the 1 minute, basically that 1 minute drop base rally demand zone. Started this whole rally out. And you might be thinking, why the hell would you want to be buying this pullback when prices do come back into this zone? Because prices are clearly down. Well, then that's when you need to understand where price is on the higher time frame. Right? Prices are reacting off that 1 hour demand zone, and we've shown evidence on the 15 minute that price is starting to turn. So I don't care that the 1 minute's in a downtrend coming back down. I understand where prices are on the higher time frame. Right, so this was the idea that I was watching. I didn't end up getting in it. The spread's just too big, especially on these exotic pairs. I think it was like 2.5 pips from my ECN broker, and this zone is only like 3 pips. So for me to get filled, I would have needed price to go down at least 2 pips. So it was just too aggressive for me, so I didn't want to take it. Let's see, anything else that we want to talk about? Oh, what's this one? See, all these ones that are green or purple, these are things that I was watching. So prices were coming into 4-hour supply, breaking upward 30-minute momentum. Yeah, I remember this. Breaking upward momentum, creating supply. And then we were watching this on the 1 minute. Just scalping. Especially with markets like this, like, you know, we're in interesting times right now, right? S&P, or where's the Dow? Dow Jones only closed, so it closed down 900 points. It's the new normal, right? Before it used to go up 200 points, down 200 points, up 50. You know, now it's 1,000-point days. That's just the average. That's the day in the life now for the stock market. These markets are going crazy. So for me, swing trading, I'm not interested in doing that anymore right now. I'm interested because people just come off and just like shoot down interest rates. Like this is out of the blue. Bank of Canada, that's where I'm from, lowers overnight rate target to 1.14%. Right? This is just boom off the top, right? And then we also got the UK, right? So it's interesting times. These news events just come out instant, right? Anything to prop up the economy, save the dollar of their currency, they will do whatever they can. And so this can create just an insane move very quickly. So you really need to make sure you're managing your risk. So anyways, like we talked about, this was the I think it was 5-minute supply. Yeah, it was 5-minute supply. This is the 5-minute supply zone. That would have been the setup, rally-based drop, and then this would have been the second setup too, level on top of level, right? And so that one would have worked out pretty well. Yeah, I still have it drawn out, and we were saying, hey, if you did take a short on this pullback, you definitely want to get out before this area of demand, right? So that's it. Let's see. Well, let's see if there's any more. For you guys that are still here, this was interesting concept. Just speaking off the top of my head, these things are never really planned. This was €1 yen coming into demand. I was looking for buying pullbacks down there. Something I didn't like. Oh, it's not like I didn't like, but something I noticed that I was just cautious of. If we were getting this squeeze, right? So I thought like, hey, there could be a big move down or up. So I was just watching out for that. But this was a valid trade setup, but I didn't end up taking it. I didn't like the arrival, but that's based on my own rules that we talk about in the private group. Let's see. Anything else that we could quickly go over? I think that's it. We can see a quick look about how everybody else is doing. Members trade review. So if you guys were interested in joining or have any questions about trading, supply and demand or anything, just let me know. Feel free to private message me if you want. Here to help anybody that needs it. Brendan, you've been killing it this week. Good job. Alex, and people are doing well this week. Always, always more than welcome just to sit down with anybody in the group, chat up a storm for 5 minutes, an hour, however long they want. I'm always online. That's what I find that most people that get mentors and they say, oh, they're never there. I joined, I asked 10 questions, he gets mad and then he doesn't answer them. That's not the case at all. Like, where's this? Questions for Austin? Oh yeah, I message people. So this week I was really trying to reach out to the whole group, trying to talk to them, saying, hey, I'd love to talk to you guys all one-on-one, just see where you guys are at. Drop by for 5 minutes. I always talk to them, but I always just want to make sure they're doing well. So anybody ever has questions, stuff like that, Um, we always just kind of go like stuff like that. Questions, watch list, recordings, daily recap, all that. So I will let you guys go with that. Members watch list. Where's daily trader? Members trader. Cool. Yeah, I'll let you guys go with that. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing, watching this whole video. I hope you guys got to the end of it. If you guys have any questions or about anything, like I said below, let me know. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. We're getting back at it again, releasing the Friday recap videos for you guys. And hopefully I can release some more tips videos, non-related to supply and demand, maybe more psychology related. So I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys have any questions, I've said it enough. All right. Have a good weekend. Grab a couple beers before lockdown happens. I know a lot of you guys are already on lockdown, but make sure you pick up that beer before the liquor store closes. Have a couple beers this weekend. Just relax, do your review, and cheers, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.